Good morning to you, my witches. What is up? I am Luna. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to this beautiful morning shoot. I literally got out of bed less than 20 minutes ago. And it's such a glorious morning. And I have things to do. And I don't know if I'll be able to shoot tomorrow. So we're having coffee talk this morning. And I have an unboxing for you. I know by the time I get to zooming in on the deck, I'm going to have to close off the sunlight, but we'll enjoy it while we can, okay? And the other thing that I enjoyed this week was a sale from Hay House. I didn't know they were going to have a sale, and they always do just when I say, okay, no more decks this month. But when you can get a couple of decks for $20, you know, who can resist? Not me. Anyway, here's a deck that I'd never heard of. You know, it used to be I was pretty familiar with everything that U.S. Games and Llewellyn Los Garbeo had to offer. And then along came Blue Angel and Rockpool and Hay House and Liminal 11 and all of them and game fucking over. Anyway, here's the Prairie Majesty Oracle, a 52-card deck and guidebook. Explore Your Sovereign Nature by Kara Simons. Art by Amy Putney Koenig. Hay House, obviously. Oh, look. They're so sweet. I love this art style right away. It caught me off guard because, you know, I just went through and started looking at things and what do I have and what don't I, and this style and everything just stood out from the pack. I need some coffee. All right. Explore Your Sovereign Nature. Each animal, plant, and element on the prairie has a vital role in the harmonious whole, just as you have your unique part to play in this life. Embrace your personal power, freedom, and purpose with the whimsical art and thoughtful questions on each of the 52 cards of this oracle. Questions on the cards. Use the insightful messages and spreads in the guidebook to delve deeper into your intuitive self-knowledge and innate connection to nature as a mirror and teacher. So all I can see here, I see that there's writing on the top, turn, be, digest, shed. This is normally a $25 deck in the US, but I think I got it for 50% off. Just insane. Explore Your Sovereign Nature. I love the way it goes with my green desktop, and here's the book. I love this loose, I think they would call it primitive, naive art style, purposely so. This copyright is 2021 and 2022 by Kara Simons. Interesting. I'm so confused by copyright dates, and you know, when there's two dates like that, it's two copyrights, not printing. So, you know, was it by somebody else? Was it an indie? I don't know. More coffee is always called for. So the contents, we have dedication, introduction, overview, using the deck, suggested spreads, and then category cards. Category cards. All right. I'm going to look a little thoroughly into this. We have this, this little thing says no, and then we have a group of cards below it. This says feel, and then a group. This says, you guys, I am old. This says claim. Now wait a minute. Aha, there's one here. That's what I thought. This one says do. So, you know, it didn't stand out here. It says category cards. And you think, oh, it's a little design. But in tiny, tiny letters on the inside, it says do. So we have do, know, feel, and claim. And then we have celestial cards. So it looks like moon and sun. Sun, moon, sky, and star. And let's look at the thing about the author and the artist. Kara Simons is a writer and part-time attorney Her reverence for our connections to each other, nature, and the unseen world inspires oracle decks, guided meditations, and poetry. Through synthesizing the messages she receives, Kara encourages others to trust their own ability and authority to do the same. Her offerings help us remember we are always loved and always belong. Okay. I don't think you know what I got to do here, but I know what I got to do here. And that's the wrong thing to do. I want to look up her other decks. Maybe I'll put them down below, so's not to waste your time. Amy Putney Koenig is a professional multimedia artist living in the Midwest. Through her art, she brings positivity to the present moment and works to expand and question real life and beautiful death to reveal our collective healing. Isn't that nice? Real life and beautiful death. All right. So, a couple American girls. And there we have them. Hello. If only I'd looked at the back of the deck, or the back of the book. Hi. Hi, Amy and Kara. I do want to see a little bit about the categories and look at the intro a bit. In any ecosystem, and look at the nice black and white photo there. In any ecosystem, each and every being has a province. Survival, abundance, and harmony depend on everyone doing what they uniquely are inspired to do without reservation or apology. Likewise, as humans, we've each chosen different expressions of the whole and bring different gifts to our collective experience. What are yours? The Prairie holds a promise of peace and of power just like you. Come for a walk, and then there's in italics, come for a walk under the summer sky, and let your fingers trail the grasses and wildflowers. Listen to the birds, the insects, and the wind. There's nowhere to hide from the sun, and no need to do so. Prairie Majesty Oracle is a rallying cry for anyone who wants to take up space as the rightful owner and authority of their own life. You are in charge of yourself, in bold. I'm liking this already. Just the, no reservations, no apologies. Take up space. Let's take our power back in the way that feels authentic to each of us. Let's use it to fulfill what our individual souls want to do, be, and create. This benefits everyone. Let's continue abandoning old ideas around external authority and power abuses that foment oppression, inequality, and scarcity. Let's replace it with honoring, celebrating, and knowing the knowing and intrinsic value of each individual, sovereign in and of themselves. We each have the divine right to decide for ourselves how to live. The messages in this deck encourage us to find and follow our inner map. Sometimes this is going to feel like new terrain. Don't forget to explore the frontier with the spirit of adventure and without all the colonial, territorial, hierarchical bullshit. Aha! Oh, Kara, we are friends. We are indeed friends, dear Kara. And we have symbols here. We've got a symbol of air and a symbol of earth, and another symbol of earth and a symbol of the sun. It's just a little dividing thing. So that is a symbol of earth, and that is also a symbol of earth. Okay, astrologically. Elementally and astrologically. Our creation story was quite a journey. The seeds for Prairie Majesty Oracle have been sown over the years, waiting. For me, putting down roots in the Black Hills of South Dakota was a formative experience during the 90s. For about a decade, spanning my teens and 20s, my family lived minutes from Wind Cave National Park, home to bison, prairie dog, and many more of the Prairie Majesty Oracle cards. Although illustrator Amy Putney Koenig, a native to central Iowa, and I've lived here since 2008. We met for the first time in December 2019. By then, I'd created a couple of other decks. Oh, yay, she's going to tell. The Grandmother's Oracle and Heart to Heart Oracle. I have not heard of either one of those. Featuring vibrant photography. This gave me valuable experience and technical skills for pursuing a more involved collaboration. Those projects and local workshops I hosted on connecting with animal energies as spirit guides were also an important training ground. All of these opportunities deepen trust and confidence in my ability to perceive and translate messages from the natural world, both seen and unseen. In late 2019, when I felt nudged to explore an animal-inspired oracle deck, I told the universe, I'm in, but you've got to connect me with an artist. Within 2 days, I love these stories. I have so many of them. Within 2 days, an unexpected and synchronous encounter revealed Amy's work. After reaching out to her, I asked the gathering energies to help me understand what this deck would add to the existing catalog. Kara, you are a wonderful woman. So ask these energies that she could feel gathering, what new thing do I have to add, instead of just repeating. As Amy and I finalized plans to meet, little green shoots burst above ground. I received a wild download of concept and title. Prairie, Majesty, Explore Your Sovereign Nature. I scribbled notes everywhere and synthesized an overview. I love the way she's describing these things. I've experienced all of this, a wild download where you're just racing to get it down and keep up. A few days later at our first meeting, Amy told me she'd been dreaming of words indecipherable except one, sovereign. I was over the moon to connect with the most perfect artist for this project. Receiving such unmistakable signs at the outset and throughout have fortified our spirits during the winding path of creating. Before too long, I happily realized the deck was not exclusive to animals. Plants, elements, and trees wanted to be included. My kids and I visited the nearby restored tallgrass prairie for inspiration. I connected with each card's energy as it presented itself without a plan. Sometimes the being was first, sometimes the verb. Listening and receiving the resonant question for each card was critical and sometimes the most time-consuming part. I bet it was. I had to take frequent breaks in order to be ready for the next batch of messages. One of the most challenging and rewarding aspects of this stage was that I had to personally integrate and heal an aspect of each card's energy before getting a green light to write the message. Phooey. Some beings zipped through loud and clear, while others assigned me homework before revealing their hearts. The only thing I really knew at the outset was the overall theme and the approximate number of cards, and even that changed once I realized we could add 4 bonus celestial cards to upgrade the interpretation possibilities. Desire-wise, freedom and personal power are an instant yes and of course. In practice, I keep encountering all the defaults in my human programming that require conscious overrides. It isn't easy work, but it's worth it. I'm going to read that again because it's worth it. I keep encountering all the defaults in my human programming that require conscious overrides. Now, those defaults are your natal chart. Some others of those defaults are language and messages that have been installed from outside by others. Your basic personality and behaviors are your personal defaults, but then trauma can install other defaults. I've run out of words to express how much I appreciate Amy's ability to encode her illustrations with the energy of each creature, element, or plant. Every detail is intentional. This project would not exist without her genius. Trusting and enjoying each other's gifts was a wonderful exercise in working with the themes of Prairie, Majesty, Oracle. Another huge blessing was that Amy and I were in sync about following the timing of the project and its organic growth, and now you hold the fruits in your hands. We called in the practice and poured out our hearts in a grand swell of emotions, intention, and tingly anticipation. Thank you for receiving our offering. We hope your own journey with Prairie, Majesty, Oracle takes you to unknown vistas, inspires wonder, and expands your horizons. That was worth reading the whole thing, I think. I hope you think as well. As you befriend your deck, it'll be helpful to know about 2 main types of cards. The category cards, so there's the 4 different types of action. All category cards feature a flora, fauna, or elemental being. Each one also includes an open-ended question that offers and anchors a fresh perspective. Think of it like a doorway into working with that energy. At the bottom, you'll find a verb reminiscent of something this being does in the wild. The verbs are in boxes color-coded to tell you which category. Yay, color coding! The final 4 bonus cards, the celestial cards, suggest the movement of the energy flow in a spread. They help you see overarching themes and how the other cards fit together. You can mix them in with the rest or pull one specially for an extra layer of meaning. The Sun, Moon, Star, and Sky cards contain art only. Towards the back of the guidebook are keyword suggestions. Okay, then we have using the deck. Center yourself, prepare the deck, set your intention, and go for it. Suggested spreads, daily constitutional, 4 seasons spread. Spring is new energies, summer expanding outward, winter or fall, what energies are useful to gather to me, and winter is what is composting, gestating, and resting. That's excellent. A bird's eye view spread. Primary card, answer A, answer B, and answer C. Then we have the cards themselves, and she lists at the beginning the category cards. So here are the cards, and then it says the yellow do cards inspire active undertaking, whether internal or external, and offer suggestions for how. Let's go to the next one. The pink no cards assist with translating intuition into thought form to harness the power of your conscious mind. She's very clear. She's a very clear and practical and non-woo-woo writer. Assist with translating intuition into thought form. Bingo. Then the blue feel cards teach honoring your emotions without judgment while ushering in more desirable states. Wow. And then the green claim cards inspire taking back your power by activating and wielding self-authority. And let's just take a quick look. Sun, Moon, Sky, and Star just have a list of keywords. So external, internal, expansive, connections here and otherworldly. So yeah, excellent. You know, I have so many decks. I'm closing in on 400 as of this shooting. And every time I get excited about buying yet another one, I think, you know, am I getting stale? Is this just another frickin' deck? And, you know, I do have a lot of decks that seem like copies of each other, you know, and they are just another frickin' deck in a lot of ways. And the most important one would be the one that you ran into first, you know. But this, when I see something come along that is organized in a different way, and when the writing is so clear, and especially I appreciate that introduction, where she really clues you in no uncertain terms. If you've been through those experiences, you recognize it immediately. The magical process that went into this. So I'll see a close-up. I can't even believe I spent almost 20 minutes on the beginning introduction here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so look at the little bee. And, you know, just that loose art style. The back design really reminds me again of the Hollow Valley Oracle deck. And there was another one just recently that also reminded me of the Hollow Valley Oracle deck because of this black and white. And it's beautiful. I like the way we've got a frame with white on black, and in the middle is black on white. You know, you think about how much can you actually do with just black and white, but there's an example of a lot. I need more coffee. My brain is going, bitch, we just woke up. And looky, I think the colors, you know, when you've got something so bold like this, I don't have to pull my curtain. That's nice. All right, so here's the yellow group. This is the do group. And we have bald eagle. I love the text here that we've got like a mix of capital and lowercase and cursive and but it seems like there's a method to it. So here's bald eagle. We've got the air symbol above his head. And then, am I ready to be seen? with the main key word being soar. So as she said, these are all verbs. These are directives. And then a question that opens the door to come in. So soar means, take yourself to your highest heights. See how far you can go. See how high up you can go. And this, am I ready to be seen? Cardstock is okay. It'll just, they do kind of stay bent when you bend them. They're sort of a satin finish. It'll all come out in the shuffling. And now we have build. What am I integrating? Here's beaver. What am I integrating? To build. Equating building with integrating. See, a lot of these really do trigger thought. Now that one had an air emblem on it too, or sigil, symbol. Kind of getting my words together slowly here. But this one does not. Bobcat, climb. How can I go higher? Now that one seems to be kind of a one-to-one. What am I integrating? That one is one that I could spend time meditating on. I mean, all of them you could, but look how cute. Now we have coyote, play. What energizes me? And play, yeah, play does energize. And so if you're getting dull, maybe it's time to play. Turn, dragonfly. What is next in my becoming? Turn. Look at the sun. Now we have air and we have earth. And I'm looking. The only thing we have here is the little dew symbol. So sometimes we've got elemental symbols and sometimes we do not. Eastern tiger swallowtail. That's specific. We don't get butterfly. We get eastern tiger swallowtail. Emerge. What am I opening into? Air. Grasshopper. Jump. Where am I ready to leap forward? And we have the astrological symbol for earth. The other one was the elemental. Very interesting. I mean, a lot of things to ponder that I'm not going to take time pondering right now. Am I carrying myself with love is the question from Killdeer. And the directive is strut. I love killdeers. Here's prairie dog. Dig. Dig. What do I want to carve out space for in my life? And this is air as well. So interesting that air and earth symbols are coming up in the dew category, because I would think of that as fire, but this is where it's kind of like drop your preconceptions of, like with tarot, each suit is very strongly a single element, and it's like it's a good skill to be able to release a paradigm and step into another one in order to appreciate something. To be able to kick a belief system kind of out of the way and say, let me work within this context and this belief system. Very good skill to have. Prairie, mound, ant. Work. What is mine for the doing? A question like that, you know what it means? All I have to do is do it and it's mine. I don't have to prepare it, I don't have to learn, all I have to do is do it. Here's red-tailed hawk, dive. What is ready for action? And here we have air and earth again, and this little eye, which again takes me back to that Hollow Valley. Author's name I can't remember for that deck. What is ready to go so I can grow? Wildfire, burn. So here's where we encounter something other than an animal. They've all been critters so far, haven't they? Here's wildfire. Certainly an entity on the prairie. We don't have wildfires in Ohio. There was one time in my life, it was the summer of 1988, and we had a severe drought. And I woke up in the middle of the night, woke up my boyfriend and said, something's burning. And we ran out into the apartment and we're looking around, and we went outside and there was just this haze over the entire neighborhood. This is the middle of the night, and I called emergency, and they said, yeah, there's a wildfire that they're working with on, some side of town. But that's my only experience, and I have relatives in Colorado that deal with this all the time. But that's a really good, interesting symbol. Here's bison, B. How can I know myself as absolute? I like the selection for B because, when you look at a bison, their presence is so massive. Massive, undeniable, anchored. Talk about taking up space. Map, compass plant. Which course takes me home? Okay, I want to look this one up, and notice that we don't have numbers on the cards, but we do have every single card listed, and we have colors. Okay, so we've now gone into the pink feel cards. So the colors can clue us in as to what section to look for. I like that. All right, map. Okay, is this really easy? Hold up. Oh, map. Okay, so it's the plant or the animal is what they're listed as, so compass plant. And I'm looking to see just about the plant itself, because compass plant tells me that it probably consistently faces in one direction. It's aptly named. Its golden flowers are always reaching for the sun, towering over most of the companions in the prairie. The fingers of this lobed leaves eventually position themselves upright, pointing north and south in an effort to minimize sun exposure. The flat surfaces of the leaves lie east and west, offering travelers a useful reference point. Wow. Okay, so the leaves point north and south. The flat surfaces are the fingers of this. I'm going to look up compass plant when I'm done here because I want to know more. That's fascinating. Crow, notice. What can I learn from observation? And here we have air again in the air symbol with the eye in it. Crow has little wings. Deer mouse, nest. What would more tenderness help? It's a little hand with a heart. So I'm going to kind of start disregarding those elemental symbols because it seems like it's all earth and air. What does standing still reveal? Great blue heron, reflect. Great horned owl, hear. What am I listening for? Ladybug, charm. What if everything is already working out? What if everything is already working out? Sometimes for things to work out, some other things have to break down and go away. Okay. What would help me feel safe in opening up? This is mallard. Dabble. Dabble. What would help me feel safe in opening up? And here we have a water symbol. Okay, water and air. Immediately after I say I'm not going to look at those anymore. How does the situation look and feel from a different view? This is the question of stink bug. Flip. Oh my God. My enemy, stink bugs. They're not my enemy, but boy, I don't like them. Flip. How does the situation look and feel from a different view? Okay, how can I flip my view of stink bugs? You know what? I have to see. I have to see. Where is it? 68. It's like, please redeem this bug for me. Stink bug is not native to the prairie of yesteryear. His modern residence in the plains of the Midwest is a result of invasion and persistence. When threatened, a stink bug emits a rotten odor that warns everyone to leave him alone. Actually, it smells more like cilantro, and he has chemical weaponry. I have a burn on my arm. I have a scar right there from a stink bug burn several years ago. tap into that tenacity and determination. So she doesn't talk a lot about the stink bug itself, and I do appreciate that. 13-lined ground squirrel. Remember, what eternal knowing can I access in human form? And here's walnut tree. Crack. What do I know without knowing why or how? Crack. Crack open like a nut. White-tailed deer is trust. Am I honoring my knowing? So sweet. The images are very sweet, and they do have that childlike, sweet, innocent quality about them. Cottonwood, glitter. What gift awaits? I mean, what other deck have you seen glitter as a verb in? Warble. Am I singing my song? This is a Dick Sissel singing its song. Earthworm. Breathe. Okay. Would you ever, in a million, billion, zillion years, come up with the word breathe for earthworm? Not me. But immediately I'm like, wow, yeah, how do they breathe? You know? Do I accept myself without judgment? I want to look at this one too. Sorry if you're busy. Come back later when you got a lot of time to hang out. Okay. Earthworm. Oh, and we are in the blue feel category. So the pink, I was wrong. The pink was no. Yellow, do. Pink, no. Blue is feel. Cottonwood was the first one. Okay. How do you feel about your physical self? Every body is worthy of receiving and giving unconditional love. There's no one perfect shape, size, color, skill set, or age. Okay. For earthworms who have no lungs, skin is critical for breathing. Wet soil makes this harder, which is why we usually see them after the rain. Have you experienced any storms lately? When earthworm surfaces, ask what's coming up for air and take a deep breath. Whatever it is, earthworm encourages you to step out of judgment mode. Very, very interesting. Okay, hold on one second here. Get some of the massive shadow gone, but I guess not all of it. All right. Eastern Cottontail, nurture. What role is mothering energy playing in my life? Elk is endure. Where is my strength? We have earth, air, and fire. In the water category, I mean in the feel category, which, my brain automatically says water. But we have day and night. Honeybee, sweeten. What is mine to share? Leopard frog is swim. Am I flowing through metamorphosis? Prairie smoke, which is a plant, obviously. Liberate. What reminds me I'm free? So it must give off, little fluffies. River, soothe. Am I receiving peace? Turkey vulture is digest. Wow, what am I cleaning up or converting? I really like this too. Do you see the stripes from my screen? The sun coming through my screen. What enchants me? Wild bergamot. Ooh, delight. And we have a lot of plants in this section. Wind, blow. How can I deepen trust that my intuition knows the way? And now we have the claim. This is the category that says claim. Baja, defend. Am I fully claiming my authority? This is Oh, okay. So I think everything else has had the name in the image. We have big blue stem up here. How can I be of service? Shelter. Black-footed ferret, take over. Is it time to reclaim and reinvent the structures in my life? Box turtle, carry. What is always mine? Butterfly milkweed, match. I love this plant. We've had this plant before. It's clusters of little orange stars. It's just beautiful. Match. Where do I give and receive? Luna moth, radiate. How am I the light in darkness? Meadowlark, protect. How can I safeguard what is sacred to me? Now, didn't we have a protect before? No, badger was defend. Okay. We have shelter, we have defend, we have protect. A lot of different nuances of that, energy. Meadowlark, protect. How can I safeguard what is sacred to me? Mountain lion is stalk. Is my pursuit both honorable and focused? Prairie king snake is shed. How can I know myself as bigger than any fear? That's a deep question. Prairie soil, hold. What riches do I carry within? Prairie grasses have such deep roots. And the Dust Bowl happened because of all those prairie grasses being torn up and converted into farmlands that had very shallow-rooted crops. We disrupt nature's systems to our peril. Purple coneflower, heal. What is mending? And that's also echinacea. Striped skunk, clear. Is there any other kind of skunk? What kind of release would protect clarity in my space? Look at all these little tiki marks. Just very interesting little things in images. And now we have sun and moon and clouds and star. Is it clouds or is it sky? I think it's sky. It's sky, yes. So here's me thinking that, because I have to go someplace at noonish, and here's me thinking, oh, I'll shoot my Oracle deck unboxing in the morning because it'll be a short one. And it's almost 40 minutes in, and we're just now finished looking at the book and the deck. The thing I don't like here is, so of course these will get edged in black, or maybe even edged in their colors. Maybe I'll do yellow and, yellow and pink and blue and green. And then it'll be a really pretty rainbowy deck. But, if you leave it black, some of these cards get nicked on the edges like that. And, it can drive me crazy or I can entirely ignore it. Let's have more coffee. And you might think, damn, Luna, you drink a lot of coffee, but most of it's decaf. Okay, let's do a bit of a blessing with a prairie plant here. Was there sage? I don't remember. Was sage one of them? White sage. White-tailed deer. Wind. I don't think we had sage. Maybe it's more of a Southwest thing than a prairie Midwest, upper Midwest kind of thing. And that upper Midwest is a place that I've never really been. I've gone through Nebraska, but I've never been like to North and South Dakota. Montana I have, and it's one of my very favorite places. So, as I'm nattering on through the whole thing, by air and fire made this wonderful deck be purified and charged. And I broke my blue bowl that I've had for like 40 years, you guys. So my salt water is in this little thing. And by water and earth, may you be blessed and made whole. And by the sound of the bell, sorry if that blasted your ears, may the spirit awaken inside of you. I'm so very consistent. You know, you go to hit and it's like, I don't want it to be looted. Sometimes it's too much. Sometimes it's not enough. All right, put you out of the way more. And I welcome my guides and guardians, allies and ancestors who, on my live stream last night, were just amazing. I thank you for being here. I thank you for helping me use my gifts, and I offer you fresh water and the fire of Azrael to bring the spirit of divination into this space and into this deck. Let's see how she shuffles. Oh, nice. No problem at all. Good job, Hay House. Hay House is notorious for those cards that, you know, the cards are so thick that they have a rounded edge to them. I do not like that. I don't like those really thick cards. I meant to take those last 4 off, but I didn't, so we'll just see how it goes. And those 3 shuffles were very nice. Oh, looky, I still have my dice here from live last night. Didn't completely reset. All right, what do we need to know? Now, did I want to use a spread? I think I do. Spring, summer, fall, and winter might be interesting. Primary card is Bird's Eye View. Pull blindly from all 48 category cards. Choose a category card. Select any from a spread that you want to explore further. Okay. This says past, present, future is 1. Challenge, strength, opportunity. Why is this coming up? What's it trying to tell me? Where am I giving away my power? Make up your own. Okay. So just talking about how to make a spread. I think I'm going to go with this 4 seasons just to see how they speak within a category. Some oracles are really great, and even tarot decks, absolutely, tarot decks are really great if you go freeform and they can, you know, really tell a story. But then if you try to fit it to specific categories, there's a mismatch. You can't make it work through a category. And, you know, the benefit of that, I suppose, is that it shocks your logical brain into, I can't answer this, I can't solve this problem, and then intuition gets through. So, okay. What? Okay, they're starting to peek out, so I think I'm going to take those 2. And then we will take 2 more. I need fall and winter, please. And we're just going to take 2 off the top here. Fall and winter. All right, and then I will lay them out as such. Spring, summer, fall, winter. So we have 3 of the 4 categories showing up here. None of the extra cards. Spring. What new energies are emerging? What riches do I carry within? It's prairie soil and it's hold. So what new energies are surfacing is looking at what it is that we want to claim and hold. This is what? Prairie soil. All right. So remember, this is about what is new that's emerging. Over the course of this lifetime, and those our souls have lived before, we go through many cycles of death and rebirth, both literal and metaphorical. Regardless of whether we label them good or bad, our many experiences are like fertilizer for soul growth. We can mine them for nutrients such as forgiveness, understanding, wisdom, and greater capacity for compassion. Long celebrated for its potency, prairie soil shows us how. Its womb-like, deep, dark softness absorbs the old and uses it to support the new. Think about this when we do, sorry, I'm roasting. When we do our groundings on live stream night, think about this image of the softness of the earth. The massive and dense root systems of prairie plants and bodies of other organisms leave behind nutrients as they decompose, an inheritance of riches. Like prairie soil, more than half of prairie plants are hidden underground. This intricate system not only preserves prairie soil by holding it in place, but also it supports water filtration. Now in bold, your soul has the ability to hold, filter, and draw upon the fullness of your past from a neutral mindset. This woman knows some stuff. If certain memories or feelings are surfacing, explore what they might be trying to offer you to help the situation on your mind today. Prairie soil may also be appearing to encourage you to access intelligence from past lives that's been hidden until you need it and are ready for it. On the deepest level, you are part of and held by the grand soil of the universe, always offering exactly the sustenance you need moment by moment. Meditate with this visual if you like. Now, the thing that she doesn't do that I just kind of started appreciating is give us just a list of keywords. And initially I'm thinking, well, that's going to make it harder that's going to cause you to go deeper and more personal and develop your own relationship with the energies that are in this card. And I do appreciate that. It keeps us from getting surfacey and kind of one note. Oh, I'm going to pick out this word. There's plenty in here that would refer you to one thing or another that, pertains to this verb of hold. So your soul has the ability to hold, filter, and draw upon. So that's what she's talking about with prairie grass or prairie soil. It holds the roots. It holds the nutrients. It filters. And it gives us something to nourish us and draw upon. So that's what's emerging, is this more holistic way of living within our system, of really looking at, we talk about being grounded and rooted. What are we rooted in? So the soil, what riches do I carry within? But it's also telling me what riches does my environment carry that allows me to root in it, that allows me to anchor myself, that allows me to draw on nutrients, that helps me to filter out some of the gunk. That's what's emerging. Let's take a look at our environment and look at the soil that we're planted in. Wow. Okay. Summer is how am I expanding outward? And we have turkey vulture, digest. And I'm kind of having a rough time with it. Okay, there we go. The feel. Blue is feel. Turkey vulture. All right. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Oh. So the question here is, what am I cleaning up or converting? And this is expanding. So expanding, cleaning up, converting things. What's expanding is this energy of weeding things out of our environment that we don't need, that we either get rid of or we convert it so that it becomes usable. Very interesting between these two. It's kind of like the environment that nourishes us and feeds us, and here's how we take those nutrients and convert them so that we can use them. That's one of the ways to look at it. A kettle of turkey vultures glides overhead in the azure sky, riding the air currents with grace and ease. As you watch, one of them begins a descent towards you, asking for your attention. She's offering a course in the art of alchemy, and you're invited, along with any garbage you may have amassed. It's Take Out the Trash Day. A seasoned scavenger, turkey vulture provides critical cleanup services in the natural world. While her finely developed olfactory senses help her locate the next meal, her digestive system is the real star, enabling her to eat rotting carrion without getting sick. Her powerful stomach juices break down and extract nourishment from the carcasses other creatures leave behind, thus preventing the spread of diseases. Her urine also does double duty, aimed to clean her legs of on-the-job hazards. She mates for... I didn't realize birds have urine. It's just one big thing. Wow. She mates for life, which tends to be long as she has few predators and lives in large social groups. I did not know any of these things. I knew some of them. In life, we all encounter undesirables. How to react is always your choice. Turkey Vulture reminds us of our capacity to respond without perpetuating the harm. Her energy teaches us how to use our hearts as a sacred garbage disposal to process our own stuff so we can flush it safely without clogging the community pipes. You can transmute, and in bold, you can transmute undesirable energy. So there is a bold sentence or sentences that we can go to really get the pith here. It's not about martyrdom or carrying trash around as a badge of honor. Rather, it's a willingness to fully feel and witness the difficult emotions in yourself and even in the collective if you choose. The alchemical magic happens when you wrap all of it in the incredibly powerful embrace of unconditional love and forgiveness. This is just frickin' amazing. So what is expanding? We are transmuting undesirable energy. We are going into our environment and cleaning out and passing along, and on all levels. All right. The third one is fall. What energies are useful to gather to me? And again, we have a claim card, and that's Box Turtle. What is always mine? So how interesting. What are we gathering to us? What has always been ours is what Box Turtle is saying here. Now, Box Turtle is inseparable from his shell. Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry. This is fall. So, what is useful to gather to me? And we have soar. And I believe that's the first card. So, soar. The majesty of bald eagle traveling the open air is mesmerizing, isn't it? The freedom, the power, the height. Each sighting is a gift of inspiration and validation. You're doing great. Keep going and don't give up. And in bold here, so it talks about when self-doubts weigh us down, the thought of taking flight may keep us grounded. So I'm not going to read it all. We need noble role models, including you. So what am I going to gather to myself? That first paragraph talked about inspiration and validation. Where am I going to get it from? Role models. And this category is about gathering it to us. So what we are looking for is validation. And I think we need to be very choosy and clear about where we look for our sources of validation. Sometimes we look for validation in, we look for a drink of water in a dry pond. We look for validation from those who are so insecure that they cannot give it to us. So, you're being called to soar with bald eagle. So we want to look from up high and really look over the landscape of even our entire life to see where our sources of inspiration have held true for us. What has really pulled us through when we've been kind of stuck, So, what are we gathering in? Sources of inspiration. We're going to refill our well. And then the last, winter, is what is composting, gestating, or resting? And that's where we have Box Turtle, which I just turned straight to. It's inseparable from his shell and would die without it. He always carries his best form of protection and shelter right on his back, exhibiting an intricate and beautiful pattern that is his to wear with pride. Slow and steady, he moves through the world at his own pace. I have to look at the category again. Composting, gestating, or resting. So in bold, like Box Turtle, you came into this world with strengths and propensities that belong to you and you alone. So while we are looking at how and whether our environment holds us and nourishes us, and we are clearing out the things that may be toxic, the things that have served their season and now they're rotting and need to go, we're going to expand that, clearing our environment of the things that do not serve and nourish, and the things that may even be toxic. And we are expanding our ability to be seen and our the well that we draw from for inspiration and validation. And ultimately, the best validation comes from yourself, right? And then what is resting, gestating, waiting for rebirth is your innate strength. So once we've nourished all this and it's been catalyzed and inspired and validated, then we feel it just really, the things that are ours, the gifts that we have come in with. And then again, I talk about your chart being your default. It's also the default of the gifts that you have come in with. The things that you can develop, but you can't buy, if they're not part of you innately, they never will be. Those are what gifts and talents are. They're freebies, they're gifts. So those are gestating, having been nourished and held, having the things that are not necessary or are excessive or are icky or are done with cleared away, and then we inspire, and those gifts that are innately ours can really gestate and begin to grow with the next spring session. I want to go till I get one of the 4 cards. Let's see. There we go, stars. Let's look at the stars. So that's a way that you could do that, is just, do a reading and then go until you get to one of these, or you could keep them separate and shuffle them. Connections here and otherworldly. So now we just have lists of keywords: community, support, ancestors, guides, connecting the dots, synthesis, alchemy, desire, inspiration, sparks, culmination, spiritual. Okay. And at the bottom here it says the celestial cards indicate movement of energy. See page 10 for suggestions on use. This is only the start. Trust your instincts. So star really says that this is a spiritual reading. It really is about our spiritual riches and really integrating those belief systems, those spiritual beliefs into the practical, into our lives, so that we are living and practicing those on a daily basis. Does your life reflect your belief system? All right, you guys. Wow, this is an hour long. I can't believe it. Stop that. There we go. An hour long, but boy, was it worth it. And I'm interested in what you have to say. Do you have this deck? What do you think about it? Have you been using it? I'm really digging it. And yes, I will be doing some personal readings with this. I'll let you know how it goes. But give me your comments below. Please like. It helps more people see the videos. Subscribe if you'd like to know what's coming next. I usually do at least 1, probably 2 unboxings a week, and a live stream or 2. And I would love to see you there. If you would like me to read for you on a video, look down below. There's an Amazon wish list, and you buy me a deck off that list, and I will read for you on my unboxing video. And there's also ways to donate to the channel if you would like to support my work. I don't monetize, because that's not what I'm here to do. But if money comes my way because of what I do, it is much appreciated, and I bless you for it. All right, you guys, I'll see you next time. Long enough. A frickin' hour. Holy shit. Okay. See you next time. I hope you have an excellent day. Blessed be.